Okay. Well, first off, I guess we're going to start here now. I am so excited to be with you guys today. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names, especially from our webinar yesterday. That was presented by GINAMARIE, our CEO and founder of GINAMARIE Products. I'm sorry, CEO and president. And yesterday she talked about nourishing and healing our skin. And so I hope you guys found that very helpful. And for those of you that could not be there with us, simply shoot us an email and we are more than happy to get that out to you guys. You guys can watch that, watch the recap of that. Today we're kind of picking up where she left off. And so I think it'd be really beneficial for you guys to watch that. But in the meantime, I want to introduce myself. Who am I? My name is Mike McGuire. I am super proud that I am now the third generation working for GINAMARIE Products. And so what does that mean? That means who you heard yesterday talk, GINAMARIE, our president, she is my mother. And that means the founder, my grandmother, who is still living today, who started the company 42 years ago. I am so proud that I can now carry on that family name and work for our company, where I work in the marketing and strategy department. And so that's where my background is. I have a big passion for consulting. My background, I've done a lot of consulting for medium to small size companies. I love working with startup companies. I love strategizing. And I want to share with you guys today all the tools that I use because, to be honest, I see a huge shift in the skincare and service industry as a whole, for that matter. And I think you guys have a great opportunity to really put this plan into action and come out of all these uncertain times on top. And so with that being said, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay, so as I said, this is the future of the skincare industry. And it's going to be very in-depth as we go on. So I want you guys to take this time and be familiar with that Q&A feature. I want to use this first half to talk to you guys, and I really want this to be a discussion in the second half. So if there's any questions I can answer, feel free to use that Q&A feature, and I will get back to it, I promise. And if we run out of time, I will definitely follow up. Secondly, take this time if you want to grab a pen and paper to jot some things down. If you ever want to take a screenshot of this, be my guest. I really hope you guys get something out of this to really have some action items going forward. So moving on. So I want you guys to appreciate the brevity of this slide before we get really in depth, because simply what I want to talk to you guys today is where we are as a skincare industry, where we're headed, and at the end, I want to talk to you about what we offer at GINAMARIE and what we can do to help you. So before we begin, I want to reiterate, there is no better time like the present. I hope that you guys see all the uncertain times that we're going as a huge opportunity that's waiting for you. And for those of you that are watching this at a later date, that may be watching the recording and are dealing with any other opportunities for rebranding or re-strategizing, I always say the best time was yesterday to act. The second best time is today. And so I really hope that you guys are excited. I hope that this webinar will inspire you guys to get very pumped for what is awaiting us all around the corner. So where are we? We are a changing industry. And I separated this slide into spa owners and estheticians, but I see that there's a lot of educators in this webinar. There's a lot of students. And so I really think that everyone will be able to gain some sort of value from this. So I want to start with spa owners. I want to iterate that, you know, our clients are demanding that we still serve them. And we keep getting emails and calls of, when are you guys opening? When are you opening? And I personally am itching to get back to serving our clients. And we want to serve them face to face. But whenever that time comes, we need to be ready to do that. And so for both spa owners and estheticians, I want to start by, we need to make a plan. And so what do I mean by this? It is reasonable to assume that when we are finally able to be in those treatment rooms and be serving our clients face to face, it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same experience. And so I want you guys to take a second, close your eyes, and picture yourself. For the spa owners, picture yourself walking into your salon or spa, and picture what it's like as you walk in. What is going to be different than it was before? Whether it's the CDC having legislative guidelines, or your local state government telling you this is how you need to set up your spa, picture what it's going to be like. And I challenge you to do this for every step of that customer journey. Picture, so for example, brief example, if the CDC says every time you enter a new building, you need to hand sanitize yourself. All of these regulations are opportunities to be a step above. So what do I mean by this? Say you need a hand sanitize when you walk inside of a building. This is an opportunity. Think, when your customer walks in, is this an opportunity for them? Hot towels, an opportunity to cleanse your hands with our products, maybe use our own hand lotioner. These are all opportunities to take advantage of. And so I challenge you to make a plan. One story is I used to work for a large general contractor in the construction industry. And as you guys know, OSHA is the safety governing for construction and a lot of other different industries. And they have these guidelines to where all of a sudden, say OSHA shows up on your job site and someone's not wearing a hard hat. Easily tack on fines for that. And so what we did to minimize that risk, we created our own guidelines on top of the minimum of OSHA. And so what does this look like for a spa owner? I want you guys to take time and write down a code of conduct for your employees, for your estheticians, for the people behind the desk, and make that plan to take it a step above what that legislation is going to demand of us as we go forward, as that industry changes, and use that as an opportunity to customize it and be better than what they tell you is the minimum to do. And so that's what I want to focus on today. How can we be better than we were before? And for spa owners, as our clients' needs change, we need to diversify with them. We need to change and adapt with our clients' needs. And so, for example, I know, as all spa owners know, one way that we love to make our money is to get those products off of our shelves. And this is going to be very important moving forward, as we'll no longer be able to completely rely on that treatment room. And so we need to look for different revenue streams, and it's a great opportunity to be creative. And I'm going to touch on this a lot more as we go on and get more specific. But I want you to have that mentality of we are being better, we are offering more, and we are keeping our clients loyal. And so kind of going off of that, what do I mean by keeping them loyal? We want to create raving fans. So what I mean by this is Raving Fans, as you can see by the footnote, is a fantastic book by a man named Ken Blanchard. And in fact, at GINAMARIE, every time we onboard a new employee, it is mandatory that they actually read this book. And so I want you guys to jot that down, take a screenshot. I highly, highly recommend reading this book for anyone that is in the service industry, anyone that deals with customer service, anyone that has loyal clients and wants to bring even more value to your clients. So what is a raving fan? The idea of the book is that, I don't know when this happened, but at some point it did, is that we stopped demanding exceptional customer service. And we started, on the contrary, to expect poor customer service. And you can even think about it in your own life. You go to Starbucks, at your local Starbucks, and the barista behind the counter is in a bad mood. And you just accept that as normal, instead of demanding exceptional customer service when you are paying for that service and those products. And so the idea behind the book is the concept of a +1. Anything you do, do it +1. Whatever your customers expect, do it +1. And so I'm doing a disservice to the exceptional book that Ken has written. So I challenge you guys to read it. But going back to being better, this book is going to give you tips and put you in the mindset of being exceptional to your customers. And for spa owners, I highly suggest making all of your employees read it, giving it to your estheticians, to the people behind the desk, as this will create a complete company shift of how we look at our clients. And so now moving on to estheticians, I challenge you again, make a plan and write it down. Take this time, close your eyes, picture yourself in that treatment room. What is going to be different? These are things that we can predict, and these are things that we can start making action items to start doing something about it today, so that during our first our first treatment, when we finally get back in the room, we're not just figuring it out as we go. Whether it's, are we wearing a mask? Are we wearing gloves? These are things that will completely change our customer experience. But that's okay. We have to be proactive to still make the customer feel as comfortable as possible. Now, from what I understand, an esthetician is part expert in skin and part therapist, because our clients love to come in to relax, to take that time out of their busy lives and really connect with a person doing a treatment on their skin. And that's what they look for. They don't want to be uncomfortable in the one place that they come to have comfort. And so estheticians, make a plan. What is going to make you different and make your customers feel even more special? And how can you still create that one-on-one contact, but making it personal and making it safe? Secondly, I touched on it with spa owners, but estheticians do not always like to hear this, the concept of selling retail. And I'm going to talk more on this later. But I want you guys to have the mindset that you are the expert. People come to you to deal with their skin because you know what you're talking about. No one knows it better than you. So we are merely prescribing, we are not selling our retail. I think with that one just mindset shift, it will really change about how you go about talking to your clients. And finally, during this time of change, we need to educate our clients. We need to tell them what we're doing and why we're doing it. And so I'm going to touch on that even more in this next slide as we change over. So the future of spas and salons. It is reasonable to suggest that we can expect that initial influx of clients. In fact, we keep getting emails, we keep getting calls. When are you guys opening? I need to see so-and-so to take care of my skin. But it's also reasonable to expect that drop off. Why? Because our clients' lives are changing, and they're changing every day. Our lives are changing. And one thing, though, will never change. People will always care for their skin. And the last thing we want is to stop serving them. So what does this mean? We need to meet our clients where they are in that stage of life. For example, all of a sudden, someone with immunodeficiency who used to come in once a week for a facial no longer can come in. Another example is people are anxious about the current situation. They're a little hesitant to be in the intimacy of a treatment room. And it is so important that we still meet those clients' needs, because they still want to care for their skin. It's nothing personal that they are not willing to come into a treatment room, especially when we look at elderly people with underlying medical conditions. They simply cannot be in that environment. But it is still our obligation to care for them and to serve them. And we need to take this as an opportunity to deliver to them in other ways that we haven't before. And so the first right answer to this is retail. And for spa owners, we need to get that product off of our shelves. If you take a look at that picture below, we've got our clarifying mint mask down in the jar below. This is the exact same mask that we use in our treatment room. And with the help of an esthetician as the expert, this is a great opportunity to take that spa into their own room, into their own home. How fantastic would it be if, they wake up every morning and they have your whole line on their bathroom counter? For those people that can't be with us in person, this should be the new reality. Because what is their alternative? We know that they're not going to stop caring for their skin. The alternative is buying department store products. However, we are the experts. And my mom always talks about the biggest gap in our industry is that people are buying products from people that are not experts. Us as spa owners and estheticians, they need to come to us to buy what is right for them. And so for the esthetician, I want to reiterate the concept of prescribing over selling. You are the expert, and no one knows that better than you. And so once this mentality shifts, we can start prescribing them. After every treatment, I highly suggest going over, and I'm sure a lot of you already do this, going over what we did with their skin and why we did it, and what they can do to continue caring for their skin, even outside of the treatment room. And this is a great opportunity to prescribe them product. For example, we use that clarifying mint mask in our treatment today, but I highly suggest your routine starting with that liquid loofah cleanser to cleanse your skin every morning. And if you have dry skin, it's a great opportunity for that herbal e-oil. I see that you have dry skin. We cared for that today. I want to continue strengthening that as I am your primary caregiver now as the expert in skin. And I want you to keep building upon what we did today until you can come in next time. So, a big question for you. How well do you know your clients? Now, I know the first answer, we know our clients very well. And in fact, at GINAMARIE, we are so proud to have that interpersonal connection with our clients, going far back as to where my grandma started the company 42 years ago. We have clients that were her original clients. For example, my grandma's 87 years old right now. So you can imagine the clients that are still with us today, where were they 42 years ago? We have seen their lives change with us, and we've been happy to grow along with them. And so when we started caring for them when they had 35 and young skin to now they are equally into their mature skin age, we need to grow with our clients and we need to connect with our clients. And as spa owners and estheticians, we already do a great job of this. But going forward, I want to share some tools with you to really hone in on a target client. And so for this example, I want you to meet two of our clients. They're Julianne and Bonnie. As you can see, these are two people at two different stages of their lives. But yet, the one thing they have in common is they are both our customers. And our language and how we treat them is extremely different, as you know. And so today, I want to introduce to you guys the concept of a target customer segment. And so now I'm going to walk this through as slow as possible because I really want to make sure that you guys understand this. And this is a great time to take a screenshot, to write anything down. If I go over something too quickly, just post in the Q&A and I will be sure to come back to it. And so the concept of a target segment is a big buzzword, especially in marketing. And this tool right here, I've got a customer profile in front of us. I'm going to walk you through to really break it down. What is a target segment? And so first of all, meet Julianne again. The customer profile tool that I have on the left is a great way to really identify who your customer is, what motivates them, what are their jobs. What do I mean by this? What is their identity? What are their hobbies? What are their interests? Going up to the top, what are their gains? What motivates them? What gets them out of bed in the morning? And most importantly, what are their pains? What are their problems? Are these problems that we can solve? And so I'm going to walk you through this as one example, but I have done a customer profile for, you can have, the concept of a target segment is you can have as many customer profiles as you want. But it's really important that you pick even just one person to really put a face on it. For example, Julianne. She is a young adult, has that college lifestyle. She wears makeup every day. She's extremely social with her friend group. She goes out at night. She uses social media. She also dances in college. She loves influencers, uses social media. She's extremely health conscious, and she works part-time. These are things we need to know about our clients. What are her gains? What motivates her? She sees beauty as confidence. She sees clean skin as confidence. She loves to exercise as she's part of dance, and she loves to have a positive body image. When her body and her mind feel good, when her body and her mind are sound, she is sound as a person. On the contrary, what are her pains? What are her problems? She forgets to take off makeup. She has low self-esteem when her skin is acting up, and this can be because of acne breakouts. She's always on the go. She's got the tough life balance of school, dance, work, and then you throw in college of the social life on top of that. And so as a result, what happens? She lacks a skincare routine. So these are all things that we need to know about Julianne. And what I'm saying is how you can have multiple segments is Julianne represents for us anyone 18 to 25. We can just simply call this person Julianne. And it really, instead of calling them 18 to 25-year-olds, it's very helpful to simply market it as we're talking to Julianne. And this can be a made up person. It can be an actual client. For us, Julianne is an actual client. So then going forward, we look at Bonnie. Very different point in her life. Bonnie is a 64-year-old. She works part-time. She's very social, loves her grandchildren. She's interested in fitness. She loves yoga. In fact, and this is not the case for every 64-year-old, I promise, Bonnie can actually put her leg above her head. I have seen it in person, and I can't do that at my age. Probably never will be able to. But she loves spending time with her family and friends. What are her gains? What motivates her? She loves when her skin looks young. She loves to be active with her grandchildren. And she's very confident with who she is. As opposed to Julianne, Bonnie is very set in her ways. She's confident with where her life has gone, and she knows who she is. She's not in that time of trying to figure herself out. She has a structured skincare routine and a structured lifestyle. What are her problems? Bonnie has an autoimmune disease. And so when we say she has sagging skin, this is caused by that autoimmune disease. And so we actively are trying to keep serving her to alleviate these skin problems. She's got aging skin, dark circles, loss of elasticity, wrinkles, dry skin, and on more of a lifestyle, she can't always do what she once could. And so why are these things important? Once we know who our customer is, that is the language that we use to market towards them. And this only makes sense. And once, especially when we're looking at those pains and those problems, once we start identifying things outside of even that skin and beauty industry, then we start thinking, okay, how else can we serve our clients? This is where we be creative, spa owners. This is where we have to diversify. What can we do differently to serve our clients in a way that we haven't served them before? It's a great opportunity for creativity. It's going to apply to everyone differently. But now is the best time to start thinking about these things. And so what's one tool that we can use once we have those customer profiles locked down? Facebook Target Customer is a great, great tool. And so this is when you're ever creating a Facebook ad. This is one thing that we offer all of our wholesale partners. We help them walk through this. A lot of you have seen this before, but for those of you who have not, I just want to touch on this. They do a great job of taking that customer profile and actually doing something about it. So this, for example, is a paid advertisement of an ad that I put out this past week. And so you see, who are we trying to target? For this one, it was 25 to 55-year-old females. And look at those interests. Why would we spend money, for example, on a 14-year-old boy in San Diego when we are a local spa targeting to someone with, if we're pushing the product of anti-aging cream? We need to direct that money and efforts as best as we can. And Facebook is a great tool for that. And so, and make sure that we are really spending the money as wisely as we can. For example, look at those interests. This past week, I don't know if any of you guys watched The Bachelor, but they came out with a new season. And so Facebook allows you to take those interests of what they are and cater towards. So for example, if we're assuming the person that's going to be watching The Bachelor is the same person that we're trying to sell this product towards, Facebook automatically picks up that information and it's going to direct those ads to the right people. And I'm sure you guys are very familiar with how this works, as you guys can be, everyone's experienced it, where you are talking about something and then all of a sudden the next day it pops up on an ad. And it's like, how the heck did they know I'm interested in this? Well, this is a great tool. So another tool that I love to use are sticky notes. And for example, I'm not sure if you guys can see it behind me, but I cover my wall with sticky notes. I am a very visual learner. I love to have things out in front of me. And when we're doing that customer profile, sticky notes are a great tool to have that in front of you and really build who that user persona is. And so I'm going to move on to that next slide. These are some examples. This is actually what my basement looks like right now since I'm home and working from home. On the left, we have a customer profile. We've got those pains, those jobs, those gains, what motivates people. And I love this tool because for me, when I use sticky notes, I really try to just get as many down as possible. And when you take a step back, you just start building off of them. And I understand this tool is not for everyone, but I highly suggest that, you know what, give it a try. You know, have a category of a topic, sticky note, whether it's a different color or whatever, and just build off of that and see how many you can get. What you will come up with in that time, I promise you, is going to be more creative than ever just staring at a Google Doc and trying to come up with the next great thing. Get creative. Also, we are hoping to do some webinars just on this design process thinking. If you have any questions on this, toss them in that Q&A. This is my passion. This is what I love. As you can see by my basement, I'm a very visual learner, and I hope this tool works for someone. If even one person starts picking this up, I love it. Turn your home into your work office and just have fun with it. So the next big question I have for you, how well do you know yourself? Kind of a daunting question, right? But some follow-ups. I want to know what makes you, you. Why? All right, so now we're going to go back to those customer pains. Why do they come to you to solve them as opposed to, I don't know, the salon down the street? What can you do that no one else can? I like to call this the competitive advantage or home field advantage, if you want to think about it that way. What makes you better than your competition? And these are some very serious questions that can't be answered in 10 seconds. They take some serious thought. And once we start thinking about what makes us good, we can start thinking about what is going to make us great. This goes back to the concept of raving fans. What do we do well? Why do our customers come to us in the first place? And how can we offer them even more? Like I said, these are big questions, and the first step is to breathe. It should be a fun self-rediscovery, and right now is the perfect time to start thinking about this. Start thinking, how are we going to change our customer experience by the time we get back to serving them? I also want to mention that these are services that we offer for all of our wholesale partners. I love to personally walk them through their own business model and really identify what makes them special. What's your secret sauce? Because once we identify that, that goes back to that language that we can use to find those new clients. That language that people are looking for, how else would they know what they're looking for if you don't know what you offer yourself? And there's a lot of answers to this, and it's going to be different for everyone, but that's what makes everyone so special. Everyone's got that one thing. For example, the first right answer to this is we've got great estheticians. Well, in newsflash, everyone has great estheticians. Everyone that has gone through that training is good at what they do, I hope. You can say, well, we offer them great products, professional products that we use. Everyone offers great products these days. We need to find what differentiates us from that competition. And once we identify that, how do we reach those customers? This is what I call channels. Right now, our customers' lives are changing, and we need to meet our customers where they already are. This all ties back to that customer profile. What are their hobbies? What are their interests? What social groups do they belong to? Are they part of a church group? Do they go to yoga at a local yoga studio? Do they get their coffee from a local coffee place? Once we know that, we can insert ourselves into that conversation and meet them where they already are. For example, why not while you're getting your cup of coffee poured, you see a flyer of your favorite spot? These are things we have to start thinking about. And we need to maximize social media way more than paid advertisements. When people think social media, they automatically think Facebook ads, which I already talked about and are a great tool, but there's so much more that we can do. By social media, we mean a conversation. We want to be social. And right now, more than ever, people have to turn to these media sources to actually have those conversations and communication that they're used to. And so on social media, community is key. We want to meet our customers where they already are and insert ourselves into that conversation. And so what do I mean by this? For example, if you're a professional spa, a professional medical spa, for example, where your target client is way more in the science base and medical base, are you going to be on are you going to be having conversations on a Snapchat story versus why can't you be posting free videos on LinkedIn catered to professionals? Why can't you be posting tutorial videos or even connecting with people in that industry and responding to their thoughts? Social media should be a two-way platform. It's not just simply posting your thoughts for your clients to see, it's an interaction. And when your clients respond to you, respond back. It's so simple. A simple thank you goes so far. It amazes me how many brands out there just let their customers that are raving fans about them, they just leave them in the comments. A simple thank you goes so far. Why? Because people want to do business with, people want to spend money with people that they know, with their friends. Our clients are our friends, and we need to assert ourselves in their community. And this is a great opportunity for estheticians going forward. What does this look like? Is this you posting professional tutorial videos for your clients at home? Is this you having a webinar similar to this with your clients, or even more of a laxed version? Is it you doing a spa night from your home? Our clients at this point are extremely used to using Zoom like we are today, or other video platforms like that. And this is a time to get creative. Meet them where they are. And right now they're in their home, and that's okay. And we need to meet them in their home. And so now I want to tie that all together. What have we talked about today? Our first step is we need to know our customers. And I know that we already know them, but we need to organize it into that customer profile, build those target segments. We need to know their problems. Our problems, their problems are our opportunities to serve them. Next, we need to know what makes us special to solve those problems. Why are they coming to us to serve them? We need to know this. And finally, we need to know, where can we reach them? Where can we insert ourselves into that conversation? So, as the topic of this webinar is the future of skincare, I want to say that you are the future of the skincare industry. Whether you're an esthetician or a spa owner, this is a fantastic opportunity. Like I said, picture yourself in that room, in that treatment room. What is going to be different? How are you going to shape the future of what a customer expects from an exceptional facial treatment? As a spa owner, how can we meet our customers where they are? How can we bring them the spa into their own home if some of our clients simply cannot be there with us in person? How can we sell them that retail and product and get it into their own home and still have that client relationship? Finally, I want to talk upon what makes GINAMARIE uniquely different. What is our competitive advantage? At GINAMARIE, we are a professional, award-winning, simple, effective, holistic skincare line that works. I want to emphasize the last point. It works. Our products, my mom always says, what is the point of having a product that doesn't show immediate results? Our clients come to us for the expert skincare. They want to walk out feeling different. We are so proud of our line. It's a simple line, but it works. All of our products, they're guaranteed immediate results with each individual product. And so what does this mean? Like I said before, if you guys saw my mom's webinar yesterday on nourishing and healing the skin, she does a fantastic job of walking through even those before and after pictures, as some of you guys saw. It is incredible after just one use of what our products can do. Next, we are all of our skincare products complement advanced skin treatments and medical procedures. So what do I mean by this? Going back to what I said about the estheticians, we are prescribing, we are not selling. And so all of our products are complementary. What GINAMARIE always says is that a weekly treatment, a weekly facial treatment, is merely a Band-Aid if the rest of your life is not in order. All of our skincare products go hand in hand with what is important in the treatment room, because we can never devalue what happens in that treatment room. What the estheticians do cannot be fully duplicated in our own home. But we need to have that daily skincare routine with those other products to make sure that we're not simply putting a band-aid on a poor routine. And we're not simply coming in once a week for that treatment and then we're going right back to where we started. We are an affordable professional line for clients with a goal of increasing retail sales and loyalty. What does this mean? In a time where there is so much uncertainty with economic hardship, it is important that we meet our clients where they are. And what that means is we need to provide affordable products for them. And that's very important going forward. Finally, GINAMARIE is the full package. We are a women and men's line. We are very excited that we are actually announcing our men's line this summer. It is called GM Revolution, so be on the lookout for that. I'm so proud that I had the honor of working with that branding directly. And finally, we are clean cosmetics and advanced education. This is near and dear to my mom as the president. She has that emphasis of education. And I want you guys to have that mindset of you are the expert. People come to you for a reason, and that is education. You can do what department stores cannot do, and that is educate our clients. And going forward, I thank you guys for listening today. We are super excited to keep this conversation going forward. I want to talk to you guys about your experience. Tell me where you are. Tell me where you're going. I want to work with you on your plans. At GINAMARIE Products, we love to help our wholesale partners, and we use the word partner because it is a two-way street. We look for mutual success, and we offer free consultation for all of our skincare partners. And if you want to hear more, please reach out to us. I'm going to stop sharing the screen right now. And if there's any questions, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to reach out. If you enjoyed this, let us know. And if there's any other topics that you guys want us to talk about going forward, just let us know. And if that turns into a whole webinar or just a YouTube video series, we are happy to accommodate you. So with that being said, I thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great Friday and a great weekend. And I hope you guys actually take these steps and move forward. And no better time to start than today. And so have a great weekend. I can't wait to actually get out there working as soon as we can. I know we're all looking forward to it. And with that, I'm going to end this, and I wish you all the best going forward.